So now let's summarize the ecosystem that we've either talked about or alluded to during our previous discussions around the Netix 90. Now, the ecosystem is all of the tools and the hardware and the software that we put together to support your Netix 90 development. We start, of course, with the chip itself, and we provide specifications for the chip. We provide packaging options for the chip, a variety of production services made available to you for shipping and sales and all of that, centered around the hardware itself. Above that, we have the evaluation cards that you can use for designing your own hardware and for beginning development of your software before your hardware is ready. Above that, we mentioned utilities, which we haven't talked about too much in this video. These are software utilities that support our PC cards that make it possible for you to have a master to emulate along with your Netix 90 card to simulate a complete communication system. We provide a full set of end-user software to control those at no charge when you buy one of our other products, such as our PC cards. We have already mentioned the Netix Studio, which is the integrated development environment upon which all the Netix 90 software can be developed. It also includes the option for editing your hardware layout, your pin assignments, and adjusting the Netix 90 till it meets exactly the specifications that you need. Above that, we have a number of peripherals on the chip itself. They need drivers to be able to drive the hardware, and so a full set of peripheral drivers are made available to you. We call this low-level software, but these are drivers that you can incorporate in your code to abstract the hardware and make your own software development easier. And then finally, the big value add of Hilscher devices is the fact that on this one single NetX architecture, you have the ability to manage any of these protocols, any of the Ethernet protocols or the field bus protocols, and they're all available to you. Once you do the first one, the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one become easier and easier because of the way Hilscher has constructed and architected the Netix environment. So this whole ecosystem of software and hardware and production and sales and services made available to you to support the product. We have a whole array of support options available to you. And we'll talk a little bit more in detail about some of the special options that are available. But in general, any technical help that you need can come from our Netix support group. They're responsible for managing any of the Netix 90 requirements. For our master devices like our PC cards and gateways, we also have a product support group that supports what we call the end user products. Those are things that you take out of the box and put in a cabinet and use. So this whole ecosystem of support, hardware, and software is made available for your Netix 90 application. Finally, there are some services that I alluded to in the last slide that I want to cover here. We provide a number of services for helping you to get certified with the certification organizations, such as like ODVA for Ethernet IP, or the PI organization for Profinet, or the ETG organization for EtherCAT. We can help you go through the process of doing a pre-certification test, and then we have an option to send your device into the lab for certification testing and supporting that certification testing while it's there. There's a fee associated with each of these, but they're very helpful if you don't have the resources to do it yourself. We also provide a schematic review. And I don't know how you put a value on having a 75% improvement in the probability that your design is going to work right out of the box. This can be a very economical way of making sure that you have a hardware design that really will work for you. We can also provide support for plug fests and interoperability tests, or also hardware tests like this integrity test. In addition, we provide some training. LFW is our term for loadable firmware. This is protocol training, essentially. LOM training is something we don't use anymore with the Netix 90, so you don't need to concern yourself with that. But that is for the older Netix products. We can help a customer decide how to install their own application in the Netix product. And of course, then we provide trainings on these protocol stacks. These are all placed in Germany and done in Germany, but they are available to you if you decide you want to take advantage of those. And finally, if you get to the place where your Netix design is almost done, but you still have some lingering problems that you can't figure out, we also have the ability to host you in Germany with the engineers who designed and used the Netix, and they can help you completely debug your design and get you completely running. All of these services, trainings, and workshops require a fee. They can be a very economical thing to do in the long run and in the broad view. Now that concludes this video covering the infrastructure for the Netix 90. We hope that you will continue on and look at the next video and continue your training in Netix. Thank you for watching.